Hey guys, it's Azan here from Advantage Ford. Right behind me is that 2021 F-150 everyone's been talking about, and you hear all these things about virtual walkthroughs on the internet. Well, no one's actually doing them properly. So let me take you through a full virtual walkthrough experience, how it should be done, what you'll receive from salespeople here over at Advantage Ford. So right beside me, let's go through this truck. So starting off on the vehicle, you are going to receive Ford's active Aero shutters. What that's going to mean is while you're driving or when you start up the vehicle on the remote, it will close up some shutters on the front of the vehicle. You saw back in the day, people used to put the cardboard in the front of the grille to warm up the engine faster. Ford's doing it for you now. As well, you're going to see the newly redesigned headlight styling. It goes from the old C-clamp headlights to this nice, beautiful, sleek, flowing design. On the side of this vehicle, you're going to receive the 18-inch rims with the all-terrain tires. No matter what time of year it is, you're going to have the perfect grip all around. Some of the awesome safety features that have carried through on this vehicle here are going to be the Ford's blind spot monitoring system. You can actually adapt that to monitor your trailer as well. You just have to program it in, and you can monitor what sort of trailer blind spot you have as well. On the back of this truck, a lot of people have been asking, what's Ford done with the tailgate? Well, let me show you. Right by pushing a button, you're going to have the power drop with the nice soft dampened experience that you've seen in the past generations. But what's new on this truck is either by pushing the button, soft pushing it with your knee, or using the button on the key fob or inside the truck, you can close up the tailgate without having to worry. A nice hands-free experience all around. Continuing through to this generation as well is going to be Ford's tailgate step. But another thing they've also added is they've noticed people when they were working on job sites, they'd have to try and clamp down lumber to the back of the tailgate. It would mess up the tailgate altogether. So they've included these nice courteous folding spots where you can put in a clamp, get to work on the back. Doesn't end there though. You do have a nice little spot to put your phone, put some pencils while you're working as well. You have this nice measuring board right there, so you can measure up whatever you need as well on the go. And this is what I mean by that nice power assist when you push it up with your knee. Couple of things you're also going to notice on the back of this truck. The box light has actually carried over from the previous gen, but it's going to be included with the zone lighting system on this truck that we'll show you on the inside. You can easily turn on that light right through the button here in the truck or in the bed of the truck. Turns on the top lighting and this nice zone light as well if you ever want to see some things in the back of the truck. In the back of this truck as well, you're going to have the ability to turn on that box lighting right through the ease of a button. Then you also do have the power inverter plug-in right there. You go rafting, camping, whatever you need to do, F-150's got you in that sense. So on the back of these trucks, there's a lot else that has changed and carried through. So in terms of carry through, you still receive that nice big cabin from the F-150. Flat folding floor still there. What you're also going to see on the inside of this truck is some design changes. The styling for the interior surface has changed up. You get more sleek lines that makes it look a lot more modern in terms of styling. Another nice thing to see that has carried through in the Ford lineup is the pin pad. It's exclusive for all Ford and Lincoln vehicles, but what it allows you to do is lock the keys inside the truck and access it with your own pre-programmed code or one that comes from factory as well. Let's hop inside and show you some of the new features when the driving experience is there. So now that we're on the inside of this truck, let's take you through some of the new changes because the driving experience is mind-blowing compared to the previous generation. Starting off, you're going to have that beautiful display in front of you, all digital now, all digital clusters. You can change it up on the go. Another thing carrying through from the previous gen is going to be the drive modes. They have changed a little bit because now what you're going to see on the display is different. Depending on the different drive mode, it's going to have a different little animation that shows up, and while you're driving, it's going to play a subtle animation in the background to change it up. You'll also notice that gauges will change up to match the display of whatever drive mode that you're in. Coming on to 2021, the Pro Trailer Backup Assist is going to be vastly improved in terms of user interface. From before where you had to program it in on that small center stack, you're going to now be able to program it in right from the screen here. You can add a trailer, you get access to a nice full-size keyboard where you can type in the name, whatever you need to do, makes it a lot more ergonomic for you. Apart from styling changes, a lot of the good things you found in the Lariat trim level have actually carried over into this one. The heated and cooled seats. But the nice thing is the heated steering wheel, instead of having to dig through the screen for it, you can now just push one button and it comes on nice, easy like that. And as well, what you're going to see is the display for the climate control. You have a nice digital interface where you can see what the temperature is without having to look onto your main screen there. A lot of customers in the past, what they were asking for as well is the ability to turn on that reverse camera with the push of a button. Ford's now made the ability possible for you just by pushing a button, looking out back there. So we're gonna have the traditional glove box that everyone's used to, but what Ford's also added is a nice one-touch compartment up top for whatever you need, quick little hidden sort of access up there. And you also are gonna have the traditionally deep console in the center there. So a lot of the other features that you're going to see have changed in this truck is going to be a lot of the visual stylings of it. This one being a sport package truck, which means color match bumpers front and back and mirror caps, is going to give you this beautiful brownish red leather interior. So this truck is going to come with 3-position memory seating. It can actually be synced up to your key, so it becomes a completely hands-free experience. To get into this truck, you just touch the back of the handle, unlocks the vehicle, you jump in, push the start button, it's going to bring you into that seating position, bring the steering wheel, the pedals, the mirrors, and the seat all together where you're in that previous driving position that was comfortable for you. You're also going to receive the 8-way power adjustable seat on this one, front, back, up, down, recline it, change the lumbar as well, really comfortable seating position. A few other things that have changed up in terms of driver experience is going to be on this side console here. You're going to be able to turn on the mirror lights. Unlike before, it is going to have a nice little indicator that does come on and show you which side you've illuminated. You're also going to have the ability to turn on the box lighting right from here as well with the push of a button. Add-on of the fog light button. You can change up the auto lighting as well if you want to have it on or off. You can change up the gauge cluster as well, dim or decrease the brightness of it. You have the electronic parking brake as well. Nice big ergonomic button to pull. And then the power adjustable pedal button right next to it. So some different ways to start this new 21 F-150. You got the traditional way right on the key here. Double tap the starter button, fires the truck up. But you can also do it right from your phone or from your smartwatch too, depending on what you got. So you can use the Ford Pass Connect app right on your phone, pull it out, hold the button, and it starts up the truck. You can do the same right from your watch. On top of that, you can program in different start times. So if you leave the house every day in the morning, 7:45, have it fire up. Automatic climate control too. So when you get in, whether it's hot outside or cold outside, you're getting into a nice warm or cold experience depending on what you need. Right now we're going to go through one of the new additions to the sync screen. This has been updated to that Sync 4 operating system. So the features tab right down here, you're going to be able to control your driver assistance, no longer having to scroll through the little thumb button over here, but you can actually go through it through the touch screen, turn on all the parking aids, all the different sensors, the cross traffic alert, so when you're backing up you can see exactly what's going to come from either side of you in case there's someone approaching. If you ever have any questions on any of these features, if you take ownership of one of these trucks, you can push one of the little info tabs. It'll show you exactly what that feature is going to do. So that one, for example, reverse brake assist, if it detects you're going to back into something, it can apply the brakes and then aid you in that sense. You also can control things such as the lane keeping system. If you just want it to alert you, if you want it to kick in and aid you a little bit, you can change up your adaptive cruise. If you prefer the normal standard cruise control, you can have that option as well. And then auto hold, being a cool little feature introduced to the F-150, means when you put the truck in drive and that feature is turned on, you can take your foot off the brake and the truck's not going to go anywhere. So the truck just stays at a stop. Really handy in sense of a drive through a red light or something. Obviously be aware, but again, really handy to have. One of the things this truck is going to have is the power folding shifter. So you can now fold that shifter down. And then optional on these F-150s, you do have that interior work surface that can turn this truck into a mobile laptop station or whatever you need. And then bringing that shifter back up just with the simple push of a button. There is safety sensors built in, so if you leave your keys or something down there, it will spring that shifter back up. On the side of that shifter as well, you do have your manual select for the select shift transmission. You can go through all those 10 gears or lockout gears manually on your own choosing. Another cool thing you're going to notice, I got the truck in drive right now, foot on the brake. I just opened up the door thinking I'm going to get out. Truck just put itself back into park for me, just an extra little safety feature in these trucks. Up above us, what you're going to notice is that twin panel moonroof. Beautiful interior styling, really opens up and makes that cabin feel even more spacious than it already is. But what you're also going to see in this truck is safety features for it. So that if anyone leaves that sunroof open or one of these windows open, there's 4 proximity sensors up here that create a nice little perimeter sensor in the interior of the vehicle. That way if anything ever happens, someone sticks their hand in, they don't even have to touch anything, it'll turn on the alarm, at least alarming people around you, making sure they're alert to what's happening. Other things you're going to see change up in this truck, trailer brake controller, newer style, slightly different from the previous year, still the nice adjustable gain control, slightly more ergonomic buttons as well. With the drive mode button, you're going to have the locking rear diff in the center of that if you just push the button, if so equipped in your truck. And then you also have the ability to change where the power is going to as well. You have 2 high, 4 low, and 4A into lariats. What 4A is going to be basically 4 all-wheel drive, can switch between 4 high and 4 low automatically. That way it's automatically in the perfect position, whatever driving conditions there are. Other things that make these trucks really user-friendly in the day-to-day life, you got the built-in garage door opener up top there. Program in 3 different garages. You park in a garage at work, at home, whatever the case may be, you can program that in. Got a nice little spot for your sunglasses up top there. In this panel is where you're going to be able to control the shade for the sunroof as well, and in terms of opening that glass panel as well. And then you can also control that rear power sliding window right through the push of a button. Makes it nice and easy. Have a dog, you can stick their head back out there. It's really comfortable for them as well. Being the Lariat for this year, you also have the Bang & Olufsen sound system carrying through. Really premium quality out of those. But you can also step it up to that Bang & Olufsen Unleashed system. So you get the speakers in the headrest, couple extra tweeters up top there as well. Really nice refined quality out of that Bang & Olufsen premium system. On the screen carrying through, now that you got this big beautiful display, you want to be able to port your phone into it. All you got to do, plug in your phone, unlock the screen, and your phone's going to appear up on the screen now. Just by touching CarPlay, you can then go into that app and you can see all the different functions. But the beauty of the 2021 F-150, you no longer have to plug in your phone. You can do it right by connecting it to Bluetooth, and it will be wireless. Whether it's Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, both platforms work seamlessly, port straight onto the screen. You can use your maps, whatever your preference is, right off your phone. You can change up your music as well. Just jump into Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you want to use, and it's right there at the touch of a finger. Alright guys, so now that we went through all the features, let's go for a quick drive so you can actually have a virtual test drive in this truck. Signals have a really nice, soft, reassuring feeling when you do turn them on. Truck's very easy to turn. You have it in 4A. Again, it's going to switch between whatever you need. Right now there's some adverse conditions out there, so I've got it in slippery for the drive modes as well. Really nice in terms of response. Don't have to worry about it slipping out away from me. One thing you notice right away while you're driving this truck, that heated steering wheel, really nice in this weather. It's one of those warmer days in Calgary, surprisingly, but it's going to be a really nice feel regardless of what temperature it is. And the other thing, while you're driving, you don't really have to put too much attention by looking down, because that display is very visually appealing. You can see it regardless of what angle your head's at. Couple of other things to note in this truck. While you are driving it, if it's nighttime and you find one of those semis coming up behind you with their headlights or their high beams on, you don't have to worry about pushing that little night switch anymore on the F-150 Lariat, because they have auto dimming rear view mirrors. It looks like the roads are getting a little bit better. There's not so much ice and snow out on the main road here on McLeod, so we're just going to switch it back. Notice you can do this while you're on the fly as well. Go to whatever drive mode that you need to. We're just going to kick it back into normal here. And if you'll see on the back there, it's going to switch your 4x4 automatically depending on what drive mode you're in. Normal's going to help you save a little bit more gas, same with eco mode, and it's also going to change up your auto start stop settings between the different drive modes there. So one of the things you'll notice as well, the soft touch signals. You push the signal once, comes on for 3 clicks, and you can merge over, do whatever you need to do, alert drivers around you without having to push it down all the way. If you have a trailer attached to the vehicle as well, that's actually going to bump up to 5 different clicks there, so it's going to be a little bit more alert if you do have the trailer. Does have to be programmed in through the system, but it's still a really nice thing to have. Well, it looks like we're in some pretty steady traffic here. Pretty good spot to test out that adaptive cruise control we have. Very easy to set up. Just turn on the cruise control with the touch of a button, and then just hit set and you're good to go. What we're going to be able to do now is set a following distance from the vehicle in front of us. We can close up that following distance, do whatever we need to do. If the vehicle in front of us slows down, the truck's going to slow down on its own. Don't have to touch the gas or the brake. It's just basically going to stay in the center of the lane, do what it needs to do. And as traffic comes to a stop, the truck comes to a stop behind it. Now that traffic's resuming, all you gotta do is press the resume button and you'll pick up right behind traffic right there. So I find this system works great in terms of highway driving, but as you can see here, even in city driving, it's not too bad to have on. Makes the drive really, really hassle-free. So for the 2021 year, a bunch of the engines have carried over. This particular one has that 2.7 liter V6 EcoBoost, but you also do have optional 3.5 liter V6 EcoBoost. The 5 liter has carried over to the 21 generation here, but you'll also have the addition of the 2021 V6 3.5 liter with the power boost option. This is going to be the new hybridized system that Ford's introduced. Very, very excited to see this. It does have that max towing capability, upwards of 14,000 pounds with a half-ton truck here. So we're talking some immense power with these motors. Couple other options you have the varying rear end ratios that you can still choose from. So whatever you're using the truck for, whether it be city driving, you need that 355, or if you're going to be doing some towing, you need that 373. F-150, you can configure whatever way you need to suit your needs. All right, so I hope that was informative for you. We're pulling back into the dealership now. You actually had a nice little virtual test drive. You can see what these trucks are like on the road, what they handle like. Coming up that parking ramp, nice soft little bump, don't really feel it much. And you're in a parking lot now, very, very easy to turn this truck. Don't have to worry about what's going on around you. Just an overall hassle-free experience with this F-150. So hopefully that virtual test drive gave you a bit more insight on what the new 2021 F-150 Lariat's like, and what you can also expect to see from a salesperson here at Advantage Ford when you call in and ask for one of the virtual test drive experience. So whether you want, call, email, text, reach out on our website, we're always there to help, because anything can happen at Advantage Ford.